Welcome back to Be Positive. If it's your first or second trip to New York City, it can be pretty overwhelming, especially when you try to choose among all the enticing attractions beckoning you to check them all out. It's not called the Big Apple for nothing. New York City is the center of world's finance, fashion, music, art, theater, literature, and even architecture. It's a scene of lots of history as a bonus. You can't just see it all in one trip. To get a feel for the city, start with this list of its top attractions and landmarks. Many of the attractions on this list are iconic New York City institutions and could be very well be on your bucket list. So get ready to check a few off and get a feel of one of the greatest cities on the planet. First in our list, we have the Statue of Liberty. The Statue of Liberty was gifted to the United States in 1886 from France in honor of the friendship established between the newly minted United States of America and France during the French Revolution. It has become an American symbol of freedom and welcome to the immigrants who come to the United States looking for a better life. So here's 2 tips for you. Tip 1. Only visitors who are in good health and plan in advance to visit the crown of the Statue of Liberty will be able to visit it because the tickets are limited to roughly around 240 people per day for the crown access. But don't worry, even if you can't visit the crown, a visit to the Liberty Island can be very rewarding. It's amazing to see the Statue of Liberty Island and realize how large it is. Ranger-led tours of the island are free and offer a great deal of information about the Statue of Liberty and its history. The second tip for you is, if you want to get a better view of the Statue of Liberty, do try the Staten Island Ferry for a free ride of the iconic New York views. Commuters and tourists get a view of the New York Harbor and the Statue of Liberty during this hour-long ride between Lower Manhattan and St. George Staten Island. The second in our list, we have the Empire State Building. The Empire State Building is the most iconic and recognized symbol of New York City, and a visit to this legendary structure and its observation desk is a must. This classic New York City attraction gives millions of visitors each year spectacular views of New York City and the surrounding area from its 86th and 102nd floor observatories. The Empire State Building, which opened during the Great Depression in 1931, reflects its Art Deco era in its architecture and lobby. A quick tip for you: buying tickets to the observation decks in advance cuts the waiting time and is especially important if you're in New York City during the high vacation season. The third, we have the museums. New York has around 100 museums to choose from. So we will be highlighting the top 3 must-visit museums. The first, we have the Metropolitan Museum of Art. More than 2 million works of art from around the world and throughout history are housed at the Metropolitan Museum of Art. The number 1 art museum in the United States, and if you're an art lover, the Met is well worth a visit to its vast and diverse collection. There's no way to see everything this museum offers in a single day, but just a few hours gives you a taste of the most important gems. But if you are someone who is more interested in contemporary art, don't worry. The second in our list is a Museum of Modern Art. It was the right place for you. Founded in 1929 as the first museum dedicated entirely for contemporary art forms, the Museum of Modern Art is a home to an impressive collection of modern works of art. From painting to sculpture to film and architecture, MoMA's diverse collection has something for just everyone. Don't miss this gift shop where you can buy classy souvenir for your trip. Now, if you have kids along with you and you have interest in natural history, then the American Museum of Natural History is the right place for you. Since its opening in 1869, the American Museum of Natural History has evolved and grown. In addition to the Rose Center Planetarium and permanent displays, the museum hosts a revolving series of temporary exhibitions. This is a great place for kids, with IMAX shows and Discovery Center that is full of hands-on activities for children. The food court and several cafes offer visitors a variety of different dining options and a chance to refuel during their extended visit. The fourth in our list, we have the Grand Central Terminal. The Grand Central Terminal is both an essential New York City transit hub and an authentic example of box arts architecture. Renovations since its opening in the 1913 have turned Grand Central into more than just a hub for transportation. You can shop, eat, have a drink, and just marvel at its architectural landmark of the New York City. Its special spots including the Campbell Apartment, Whisper Gallery outside the Oyster Bay, and the main concourse information booth block make this a particularly special destination. And the interesting part is it's all for free. The fifth on our list, we have the Central Park. The Central Park's 843 acres have offered a welcome escape from the concrete jungle of New York City since the mid-19th century. And 42 million people visit this green oasis every year. New Yorkers and visitors alike come to the Central Park year-round to exercise, relax, and explore. One of the reasons that Central Park is such a magical place is that no matter how many times you visit, there's always something new to discover or explore. Visitors might enjoy a picnic at the Central Park, watching a summer stage concert, or even taking a free walking tour offered by the Central Park Conservancy. Central Park was the first major landscape public park in the United States and was designed by Frederick Law Olmsted and Calvert Vaux. The pair also designed the Brooklyn Prospect Park, somewhat smaller but also beautiful to behold and is a star attraction in Brooklyn. Next we have the Rockefeller Center. Rockefeller Center is a great destination for visitors any time of the year, but it's an especially big draw during the holiday season with its famous Christmas tree and ice skating rink. Built during the Great Depression, the complex Art Deco architecture and works of art make it destination worthy, even without all the shops, restaurants, and activities happening. Besides its Christmas tree and ice skate rink, the Midtown Manhattan landmark also offers visitors a wonderful top of the rock observation deck, where you can enjoy a great view of Manhattan from 850 feet above street level. The Radio City Music Hall, which hosts concerts, shows, and performance year-round, is also available there. Next in our list, we have the Brooklyn Bridge and the Lower Manhattan. A walk across the Brooklyn Lane from Lower Manhattan to Brooklyn Heights, across the East River, is such an authentic New York experience that it's often dramatized in movies and TV shows to set the scene. It's free and magnificent. Take a walk along the Brooklyn Heights promenade or the Brooklyn side for spectacular views of Lower Manhattan, and grab a hot dog from the street vendor on the Manhattan side of the bridge, just across the City Hall Park. Next in our list, we have the Broadway and the Theatre District. Broadway, the Great White Way, is yet another New York legend. The Theatre District goes from the West 41st to the West 54th Street and from the 6th to the 8th Avenues. It's home to 39 Broadway theaters, and for many visitors to New York City, this is a prime reason for going. Dinner and theater is an authentic New York experience, and this is where you can find it. Next we have the Times Square. The Times Square, with its gaudy lights and legendary statues, draws more than 4 lakh people daily. It's one busy place, quintessential New York City for many visitors. The neighborhood has become more pedestrian friendly with reduced traffic and more plazas with seating and tables for relaxing and people watching. As well as food carts where you can get a snack and a drink to fuel up. Times Square is most impressive after dark when the glow of the billboards and street signs make it hard to believe that it's a nightclub. The last in our list we have the 9/11 Memorial. The 9/11 Memorial and Museum needs no introduction or explanation. The twin reflecting pools are in the footprint of the World Trade Center's Twin Tower that were attacked on September 11th of 2001. And the names of all the victims of the attacks of that day at the Twin Towers in Shanksville, Pennsylvania and at the Pentagon, along with the 6 who died in the 1993 bombing at the World Trade Center, are on the bronze panels that form the edge of the two pools. If you have some time after visiting these landmarks, check out the Greenwich Village and the Washington Square Park. Shop on the Fifth Avenue, ride on the top of One World Observatory, and take a walk on the High Line and go bar hopping in the Meatpacking District. Hope you enjoyed this video. God bless, take care, be positive and be you. And also don't forget to subscribe and press the bell icon